Once upon a time, in a small, quiet town, hidden deep within a dense forest, there was a chilling secret no one dared to speak of. It was a story so terrifying that even the bravest souls shivered at its mere mention. The town was known for its old, crumbling houses, mist-covered streets, and the distant sound of wind howling through the trees. But the most haunting of all the stories was about Victor Frost, a being so ancient and malevolent that no one knew where he had come from or how long he had been lurking in the shadows. Victor Frost was no ordinary man. He had once been human many centuries ago, but a dark, twisted curse had turned him into something far worse. He was cursed with immortality, bound by a power so dark that he could not die. Victor's sole purpose was to hunt down children, trapping their souls in a place called Frostland, a world of endless winter where time stood still and joy was lost forever. The children he captured were trapped in a never-ending frozen nightmare, their spirits locked away in his cruel domain. He would use his supernatural abilities to lure them into his icy world, where he kept them locked away, forever suffering. Victor was never seen directly. Instead, he moved through the town in a phantom-like vehicle, a hearse that seemed to glide through the mist with an eerie, unnatural quietness. This vehicle, known as the Frozen Hearse, was his key to traveling between realms, a portal that led him to Frostland, a twisted, cold dimension that mirrored the worst parts of reality. There, the children were kept in an eternal state of terror, their once vibrant lives reduced to mere memories trapped in time. The town, unaware of Victor's presence, continued with its quiet life. But there was one who knew the truth, a young woman named Nina Brown. As a child, Nina had been an ordinary girl, but she was gifted with a mysterious ability that no one understood. The power to open doors to other realms, to find paths to places that others could not see. She discovered her powers by accident when she found the ravine, an ancient, hidden bridge that took her to places lost in time and space. She had visited Frostland when she was young, though she had no memory of it. But Nina's powers were no accident. She was bound to Victor Frost by fate, and soon, her ability to travel between worlds would be the only thing standing between her and the horrors Victor sought to unleash on the world. Nina had grown up with little memory of her early encounters with Frostland, but when she turned 21, strange things began happening to her again. It started with vivid dreams, nightmares of a frozen, desolate land, and of a man with eyes as cold as ice. She would wake up in a cold sweat, her heart racing, unable to shake the feeling that something terrible was about to happen. It was during one of these nights that Lucy Walker, her best friend, was abducted by Victor Frost. Lucy was an ordinary girl, unaware of the darkness Nina had experienced in her childhood. She had no special powers and no understanding of the supernatural, but that didn't stop Victor from choosing her as his next victim. He knew that Nina would try to stop him, and in a twisted game, he took Lucy to draw Nina into his domain. As Nina discovered that Lucy had been taken, her powers began to awaken once again. The ravine, the bridge she had once crossed, appeared to her, guiding her to the dark, cold places where Victor lived. But this time, she wasn't alone. Eli, a gifted medium who had been following Nina for years, appeared in her life. Eli had always known about Nina's powers and had sensed that she was the key to stopping Victor Frost. Eli had her own strange connection to the world of spirits, and together they began to unravel the mysteries of Frostland. With Eli's help, Nina learned how to control her abilities and learned more about Victor Frost and his eternal quest. Victor had created Frostland as his personal kingdom, a realm where all the lost souls of his victims were frozen in time, trapped in a state of perpetual fear. The realm was an endless winter, where everything was frozen and desolate. But it wasn't just the children who suffered. The souls of the parents who had lost their children to Victor Frost were also trapped in Frostland, doomed to wander forever, unable to escape the horrors of their loss. Nina, fueled by the need to save Lucy and stop Victor from claiming more innocent lives, entered Frostland. The landscape she encountered was like nothing she had ever seen. The land stretched for miles, covered in snow and ice, with no sun, no warmth, and no hope. The trees were twisted and the air was thick with the oppressive weight of despair. Everywhere she looked, she saw the ghosts of the children Victor had claimed, their faces frozen in terror, their eyes wide with unspoken fear. As Nina journeyed deeper into Frostland, she encountered Victor himself. He was a tall, gaunt figure, with eyes that gleamed like frozen lakes, and a smile that sent chills down her spine. He revealed his true form to her, a creature of ice and shadow, a being that had once been human, but was now something far worse. Victor had made Frostland his domain, and he had no intention of letting Nina stop him. He tried to break her spirit, to make her doubt her purpose, but Nina was stronger than he expected. She had already faced her fears, and she was ready to confront him. The final confrontation between Nina and Victor Frost was one of epic proportions. The cold of Frostland seemed to eat away at Nina's strength, but she fought back with everything she had. She summoned the power of the ravine, using her ability to cross dimensions to bend reality itself. In the end, Nina managed to destroy Victor Frost and shatter the frozen kingdom he had created. The children were freed, and the souls trapped in Frostland were finally allowed to move on. However, the victory came at a great cost. Nina had spent so much of her strength in the battle that she had nearly lost herself in the process. But she emerged victorious, knowing that she had saved Lucy and countless others from an eternity of torment. She had stopped Victor Frost, and the nightmare was over. Nina's journey didn't end there. Though Frostland was no more, the knowledge of its existence remained with her. She could never forget the horrors she had witnessed, but she also knew that she had the power to prevent such evil from taking root again. And as she walked away from the shattered realm, with Lucy and Eli by her side, she knew that the darkness would always be lurking, but she was no longer afraid. The story of Victor Frost had ended, but the legend of Nina Brown, the girl who defeated the eternal winter, would live on.